Okay, happy Thursday, ladies. Good afternoon. Wow. The struggle can be real at times. For the past 17 minutes, I was trying to come live on my personal page and share it here, and it just wasn't letting me. So I'm here 17 or so minutes late, but with great content. So I hope your week's going well. I hope your day is going well. I hope that with me having a headset, I don't echo and you can hear me well. So if you are watching live, let me know that you're here. And, I can't do that. And if you're watching in the replay, let me know that you're watching in the replay. So today I'm talking about focus being your biggest challenge, not time. Focus being your biggest challenge, not time. And 4 ways in which smart entrepreneurs get off focus. Get off focus. So for those who've never been here, seen me before, I'm Althea McIntyre, business coach and mentor to Christ-centered female entrepreneurs, where I help them stop leaving money on the table and make more money in their business. And, focus is one of the biggest challenges we face as entrepreneurs. Really, not only as entrepreneurs, but in today's world where there's so much information coming at us in so many different forms, maintaining our focus is no joke. And it's critical for us to do so. It's tough and we don't really have an excuse. That is not a good enough excuse if we're committed to our God-given vision and we're committed to the call that God has on our life or our business. So this came about in a discussion, a thread in this group earlier, or really yesterday, where I was talking with someone and they're saying they don't have the time, they don't have the time, they don't have the time. And really what it came down to was that they've got too many pots on the burner. They got too many pots on the burner, and it's not time that they're struggling with focus. So let me just dive in to the 4 areas that really are the biggest major distractions. And know that distracting us is one of the enemy's favorite ploys to not have us fully manifest our God-given vision. I mean, distraction, that's what he loves to do. He's a master manipulator, and getting us distracted is one of the ways that he gets us, he tries to get us off course. So there's 4 areas: mental, environmental, social, and physical. Those are the 4 main areas where are major points of distraction. Mental, environmental, social, and physical. I've got my notes, so I'm not long-winded. And I want to talk about mental, which to me is the biggest. Once you conquer the mental distraction, your mental distraction as a smart entrepreneur, you will not allow yourself to lose focus. And what does a mental distraction look like? It looks like you saying things like, I don't have the time. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I don't have the experience, the knowledge, the skills. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. And I don't have the knowledge, experience, or skills. That mental conversation that you're having is keeping you off focus. Let's dive into I don't have the time. Remember, scattered focus leads to scattered results. And whatever we tell ourselves is true. So if you tell yourself, if you're trying to focus on a project that you know is going to increase your visibility, get you in front of more of your ideal clients, prospects that are going to help you attract ideal clients and convert them. If you tell yourself, I don't have the time to focus on this one project, guess what? You won't have the time. But if you tell yourself, here's the difference. If you tell yourself, like, I'm going to do the most that I can do within 10 minutes, because don't underestimate 5 or 10 minutes. A lot can be accomplished in 5 to 10 minutes. And when you tell yourself, I don't have the time, then your brain doesn't begin to look for pockets of time where you can focus on your project. When you tell yourself, I don't have the time, then your brain, I'm saying this because it's really important, then your brain does not look for pockets of time where you can create time to focus on your project. And there's so much time. You know, for those of us who are in my age demographic and older, we remember when there was not any social media. We remember when there, was no Facebook, no Instagram. However, it's amazing that we found time in our lives to, research has shown that the average person spends 2 hours a day on social media. It's amazing where we found time in our life to incorporate into, this is now a daily part of our life. So, but when you tell yourself, it's not a matter of not having the time, it's really a matter of you taking yourself out of the game and allowing this mental distraction of, I don't have the time, to take you out from focusing. There was a lot there, but I hope it makes sense. Versus if you tell yourself, I'm going to find the time. That's the opposite. I'm going to find the time, or I'm going to create the time. All of a sudden, your brain, instead of distracting you from what you're going to focus on, your brain's going to start thinking about where they can create time. And that doesn't necessarily mean you've got to wake up earlier or wake up earlier, go to bed later. It may mean that, but it may mean that you only check your emails certain times a day and give yourself allocated time to be on email, and then you use the time that you used to be on email to focus. It may mean that you're not watching as much TV. It may mean that you're not on social media as long. But when you tell yourself, I don't have the time, that's the major mental distraction that keeps your focus scattered and your results scattered. When you tell yourself that, guess what, you're right. Other mental distractions of I don't have the money, and it's, again, really similar. When you tell yourself you don't have the money, guess what, you're right. But when you tell yourself, hi, who's watching, when you tell yourself, when you change that mental conversation to something else, maybe I'll find the money or I'll create the money, your brain only does what we tell it to do, and it will start thinking creatively in terms of finding the money that you need to focus on what you need to focus on. And here's the thing, it may mean what, it can look different ways, but it may also look like opportunities are presented to you that are complementary. And then the third mental thing that takes you off your focus is, and this is all lack mindset, is, I don't have the experience, the knowledge, or skill set. So for example, perhaps you are focusing, your focus is to only work with your soulmate, your dream, your ideal clients. And there's an opportunity for you to meet those clients in person at a networking event. And you know that's your focus. And when you're committed to being focused, you're like, this is what I'm going to focus on. Guess what starts happening? Opportunities that you didn't see before, like they begin appearing, like they begin showing up. However, how do you take yourself out of the game? Is if you say things like, I don't have the knowledge, I don't have the experience, and then you may not show up to that networking event, or you may show up like physically, but not physically show up in your grandeur. So my whole point is, one of the major distractions, the things that are getting in your way, it's mental. And so if anything that I'm saying is like striking a nerve or striking a chord for you, that is actually the area where the opportunity for you to grow. Like if there's anything that I'm saying in that mental area where like you don't understand nothing, you don't get my situation, that's actually your resistance, and it's an opportunity for you to look a different way. The next area, I hope I said in this order, that's keeping you distracted, and it's not a time thing, is your environment. You know, here's the thing. Most people say, I don't have the time, but really they don't have the energy. You know, they don't have the energy to focus. And a lot of times they don't have the energy because their environment, they're in a cluttered workspace, you know, and there's no order in their home. And clutter is actually a reflection of scattered focus. And clutter drains our energy, particularly for those of us who are intuitive, we're highly sensitive. One of our strengths is empathy. Like a cluttered workspace will drain your energy and have you distracted more than you could possibly imagine. And maybe you've experienced that. I know that I have. In fact, I'm in the process right now of really cleaning out the clutter in my office and taking it to a next level of beautification and inspiration, because clutter will, it will drain your energy, and it will have you, it won't help to keep you focused. So look at your environment. Is your environment set up and designed to help you stay focused? Maybe you need, I know for me, like, not a lot of paperwork, things that are around that are beautiful really help. And I also remember when I was years and years and years ago, when I was studying for the CPA exam, so this is, a decade plus ago, that I found that I was able to focus better on studying when I went to the library. It was like that environment, being in that environment, in the library environment, helped me, focus on what was at hand. So I looked down, because I remember, like, I would look up and all I would see is books and people studying. And it got me to focus better on the task at hand, rather than if I was home and I was easily distracted to do 1,000,010 other things. So maybe for you, it's, it's about cleaning up the clutter, or maybe that if you go to, whether that's a co-working space or a cafe, those 20, 30, 60, 90, whatever minutes there, you're going to be able to be more efficient and be able to focus better than in your home environment. So environment is the other area of the four major areas that lead to distraction, where you take yourself out of the game, and really where the enemy is like, does its best to distract us. The third area is social. And I'm talking about, and I really could say relational. It's, I'm talking about friends, families, and colleagues. We know that if you want to know where you're going in life, look at the 5 people you spend the most time with and the books that you're reading. And oftentimes, your challenge with staying focused is that you are not surrounded by people who are going where you want to go or have been where you are been where you plan to be, right? And so you're around other people who are literally unintentionally or maybe intentionally distracting you and keeping you off focus. And it can come in so many innocent ways where they may be telling you like you're doing too much or you want too much or, you know, what are you working on again? You're always like working on something. And I know for us as big dreamers with big missions and big God-sized visions, that one of the biggest challenges that we face with focus is not surrounding ourselves with people who can hold your bigness. I mean, one of the quickest changes that you can do that will help you stay focused is to surround yourself with others who can hold your focus and surround yourself with someone who, and others who can tell you what you need to focus on and what you don't need to focus on. And we're talking about a plan and a strategy and a blueprint and all that. But look at your relationships. You know, are they telling you like, you're fine, you know, don't worry about it. You're like you've got all this stuff going on, you're doing fine, when really not telling you the truth and reminding you that no, you do need to focus. You do need to allocate X amount of time to move forward. So really looking at your relationships, and you need to surround yourself, speaking from experience of not having done so in the past, really surround yourself with the right people who can hold your bigness, who are going where you want to go and have been or are where you want to be. And then the last is the physical. Now, this is the one where you can make the quickest amount of changes and have the quickest amount of results. Like, it's going to have the greatest amount of impact in the least amount of time and effort. And we're talking about, when I say physical, I'm talking about, you know, some of the biggest distractions that we face today: your email, you know, your text messages, your social media. You know, this beautiful thing can be the biggest area that keeps you off focus. And what you need to do is you control it and it not control you. So really, you know, simple. That is removing, and actually a challenge that I've done where I've helped my clients find an hour more in their day, to at least an hour more in their day to find time to work on growing their business. And it starts with like removing all the social media apps from your phone. Removing, you know, even if that includes removing your email app from your phone. Setting dedicated time to work on your business, like blocking it in your calendar, letting everyone who needs to know that this is the time where you are focused. Whether that, and I'm saying 20 minutes, I really, I'm saying that because for some of you, you feel at this time you only have 20 minutes. And you can get a lot done in 20 minutes. Again, the brain only knows what we tell it if it's an intentional and focused 20 minutes and you do it consistently. And once you get that 20 minutes, you can increase it to 40, into 50, into 60, into 90, whatever you need to increase it to. Because over time, 20 is probably not enough, let's be honest. But 20 is a great start. So physically, the physical, I'm talking about the email, your phone, the text message, anything that's going to beep and like take you off track. Because a quick response to a text message can end up being 5 or more minutes if you take the time to text. So time is not your biggest challenge. Stop believing that lie. It is focus. And it's one of the biggest struggles that we face as entrepreneurs. And 4 areas, again, which are the major areas of distraction, are mental, your mental environment, I said social or relationship or physical. So I hope this has been value added for you. I will tell you, if you make a commitment on just one of these areas and really commit yourself to like removing the distraction in one of these areas and setting dedicated, uninterrupted time, and you can start with 20 minutes, you can start with 10 minutes, you will see your business grow in as quickly as 7 days. And your focus, your focus will also grow. You'll be developing those focus muscles. So if you know that you need specific individualized help to really become more focused and conquer what the enemy is telling you, then I really encourage you to book your complimentary strategy session. Just click on the link, should be above or maybe it's below, and so you and I can have a one-on-one conversation so you can gain insight that will help you grow your business. Okay, until next time, love you, take care, bye.